And now, from Glasgow.
So, hello, welcome to stage 31 and 32 of the Robocop. This is the right knee joint part 1 and part 2. Let's have a look at our parts list for stage 31. So, first of all, we have got, let's see if I get these the right way round. So, we have got part 31A, the lower knee joint A, and 31B, the lower knee joint B. We then have 31C, the joint gear, and do you know, I thought that was metal, but it's actually plastic. 31E, this is metal. Sorry, 31D, they've got them all in the wrong order. Let's come back to that one, shall we? Bear with me. So 31E is the upper knee joint. Then we have got 31F, which is this piece there, which is metal. That is the bracket. Then that gives us 31. Oh, it's the spring. 31D is the spring. And 31G, so they've not done them in order. 31G is a nut, and that leaves 31H, which is a screw, and then we have SP screws and we have EP screws. We have 3 of them. We have 3 listed in the magazine. I can never remember if this particular part work gives us spares, so I'm going to assume at this point there isn't. So let's, is that the right size? Do you know what? Those screwdriver bits look a bit big for the size of those screws. Let's try that one. Right, so first thing we need to do is take 31B, which is, we're dealing with the outside. Let me do a zoom in, because we're not dealing with an awful lot on this stage. So we've got 31B. We want to place in the nut into that little recess there, and then we want 2 SP screws. I think they've given us a spare. So what we want to do is hold that nut into place with this bracket, and the nut's just fallen out. There we go. So it'll be tricky to get the first one in, because we've got to sort of manipulate it into the correct place. But once we get one screw in, it should be simple. And this is going into plastic, hence they're called SP screws. That screw isn't in. Come on. Come on, locate. No, it's not going in. It is going in. Right, so I've put the first one in about halfway, so that, as you can see, that can still move around, and then we'll line that up. Oh, there we go. You can just see the hole through underneath, and then pop that one in like so. Might get an invasion in a minute. That's not gone in. Do you know what? That's actually screwed through that bracket, and it's actually broken the bracket, which is a shame. So is that because I screwed too hard, too fast, or is it a poor quality bracket? Let's see if I can do anything about it. Yeah, I think the bracket's actually poor quality. Right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to screw that in almost all the way, and I don't think that's going to fall out. Then I'm going to screw this second one in, or the first one. There we go. So that is actually holding. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can get a focus. It did actually just snap the bracket. Whether that's the bracket is poor quality, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is just screw that just enough so it holds. What's going to happen is there will be a screw coming in from the other side, and it will actually pull that in. It's just to sort of save that nut from falling out. So I think that should be fine. Right, so on to step 2. We've got this lower knee joint A, and we're going to be popping the spring in there, and then we're going to be popping the 31C, the gear joint, and that's going to go in. Make sure it goes between these two edges so that you've got this much movement. Okay, so I just flip the page over. So next we want piece 31E, and this is going, you'll see that if you don't know which side to go on, you've got these ridges there, and that's going to line up with that, and that is going to go in. I can't remember, I can't see. No, I've got this one wrong. Right, so when you pop this wheel in, you actually want the tab to go there. So I've actually got it wrong. So we'll remove that. Make sure you don't lose the spring if you need to remove it. And there we go. I don't know why I didn't spot that sooner. So that's gone in like so. And then this is free to go in like so. And that is very stiff to get in, but that will go. That will go. Right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to place that in like so. And what we're looking to do is line these 2 pegs there up. 2 pegs, 2 holes. And that will be secured with 2 EP screws, which I should have got ready, but I didn't. Okay. There we go. You can feel it when it locks into place. So I'm just going to pop the first screw in there. I'm going to say my little cliche again. I'm just going to screw it in just enough until it grabs. That's in. And then we make sure this one's lined up, which I think that is lined up. And then what should happen this should all pull together as we tighten it up. And I feel I've missed something out, but I haven't. There we go. Right, that feels a little bit loose. I'm not totally happy with that. Right. Yes, a little bit. Don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at the next step. So the next step is to insert the screw in from the other side, and that will connect with that nut there. So you don't really need that bracket on there, it's just making it a little bit more secure. So I can feel that nut trying to pull out, but once that screw's gone through, then what it's going to do, it's not really anything you can see, but you can feel it pulling it. Okay, and that is actually okay. This is really difficult to move. However, as I've said before, moving this is a lot more difficult. If you had a leg on it and another leg, moving it that way is a lot easier. But it does say that it should be able to pull it back, which you can. Right, so that is stage 31 complete. So moving on to stage 32, which is the knee joint part 2. The parts that we receive, we have to be a little bit careful here because these packages do make a horrible noise. There we go. And this, I believe, if I remember rightly, when I did this on the other leg, I had terrible trouble because this is 32A, the right knee sleeve. And you see it's a rubbery piece. We also get the right upper knee joint A, which is this one, and the right upper knee joint B, which is this one. And then we get 3 sets of screws, BPs, EPs and EMs. And the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to pop this sleeve in. Now, which way round does it go? I think it goes that way, and it's going to slide over there. Don't worry if you get it the wrong way round, because it can all be sorted out. Right, I believe that's on correctly, but I think actually that's wrong. I do now think that's wrong. I think that was upside down. So I think that is the way it goes. So, but there is a way to cheat. And the way to cheat is to get our previous leg. There we go. So we have a look at our leg. Now obviously a lot of this is covered up, but I can see that little bit there. And that looks to me like that bit there. So do you know what? I really don't know which is correct. So I'm thinking right, I think that is correct because that's where the joint is there. So I'm going to go with that for now. We might, as we assemble it, we might kind of discover it's not right. So the next thing we want to do, I still don't think that's right. It just doesn't feel right. Do you know, I think it is right. And the reason I think it's right is if you look on the other leg, you'll see like a circle and some like rubber tubing. And that looks the same there. So I'm going with that. I'm going with that. Right, so the next step is we want to take our 32B, and that is going onto here somehow. Right, it actually wants to go further down. I think it's going there. There. So we need to bring this right down. So we've got 2 pegs there, and those 2 pegs want to correspond with those 2 lines. So what this is going to do when we come to connect it, come on you bugger. So we've got 2 connections there, and then we've got 2 connections there, and they're all going to line up to connect it to itself and also to the actual piece. So we want to connect that with 2 BP screws through the middle. So the BP screws, I feel I'm making a mess of this. Normally I could just jump in and get these done no problems, and then all of a sudden it's because of this sleeving. Because if it turns out I've got this sleeve the wrong way round, I've got to undo all of this. There we go. So that's the first one in. And I can't even get this screw on the screwdriver. Isn't it funny? I've just been doing some work on another video. Absolutely nothing went wrong. Everything just went perfect. And now this one feels like it's not going so well. Right, so that's in place. So I've got this knee joint in place. So the next step is we're going to be adding the other knee joint piece together. And you see we've got 2 tabs there and 2 holes there. So that's just going to go onto there like so. And that will be connected with EP screws. So we just get 2 EP screws out. I've got 3 out there, but that's better than not getting enough, isn't it? So with that in place, this might not work. My screwdriver might be too big. No, it's okay. Alright, so get that one in most of the way, and then, whoops, I'm going to use this screwdriver because it's magnetized. I do love my normal screwdriver, but it seems to lose the magnetizing so easily, or it has it in the wrong place, as you can see from it there. Right, why is that not on central? That's interesting. Right guys, I'm going to have to take a cut because I don't think that's right. Look, so yeah, that's gone on wonky. Okay, so I've taken that apart and it is correct. It looks wrong, but everything is in properly. So I don't quite understand. That just looks totally wrong. If I could, I'd take this one apart and have a look. So maybe as a suggestion to whoever makes these, maybe we should be building things up evenly. I don't know. I'm going to trust the process because I don't think I've done anything wrong on that one. So we'll just go with it. Right, so with that done, we have now got a better picture of what we're doing, and I do think that is on correct. Let me show you the instructions. So looking at the detail there, which is quite difficult to see, you can see that I have got that detail, and it does look the same as the magazine. So I'm just going to, I'm going to trust the process. So for the next stage, we need to bring in the foot that we did in a previous issue, which is this one, and it's looking a bit dodgy because we haven't actually clamped this side down yet, so that's all on the wonk, but it's not a problem. So what we need to do now is we need to plonk this in, and I can see that we've got 3 holes, and we've got 3 holes, and you see that they're angled. So I don't believe we can put that in the wrong way round. And now I can see they do look the same from what I can see. So I'm trusting that process. But we've just got 2 more screws left to do, which is the EM screws. We're about to get an invasion of the puddy cat. How are you, my lovely? Why didn't you go and sit with your lovely brother? There you go. I hate pushing her away, but I do give her lots of fuss, and then the more fuss I give her, the more she wants. So I give her more, and then she wants even more. So it's kind of a catch-22, because if I completely ignored her, I'd be a bad cat mum. So what can I do? I give her food, I give her toys, I give her fuss. I let her play in the bath. She's got a thing about water and nudging me. There we go. Can you just hold off, Spirit? Right, there we go. So that is in place. As I said, I'm not 100% happy with that, but I'm just trusting the process. I'm not liking the fact that this isn't clamped down. It just seemed a horrible place to leave it. And also that's got screw holes in it, but there's nowhere to screw it to. And it's just a case of I can't remember from the previous leg, but doesn't matter. We have got 2 more issues coming up in the next fortnight, which is issues 33, 34. I haven't looked at them yet, but hopefully that will fix the problem. Well, I say the problem, but obviously as we add more to it, when, you know, that's a terrible model, isn't it? Because it's only a leg. It's not till we connect it to everything that it'll start to become really awesome. And it is improving with every single stage, in my opinion. So guys, there is complete up to stage 31 and 32. I am going to go now. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.